Good evening, guys. Hello, James. Mac. London Lane, thank you. I'm gonna be demoing on a computer, so I don't want to have to keep flipping it back and forth. So we'll just leave it horizontal here. so that when I do a demo of the computer right here, then I don't have to keep flipping it and so on. Because what the zuck? You're just looking at my face. Who cares? Just my zucking face. Let me flip it down for the piano here, okay? Demo, yeah. So, yeah, just my zucking face. What I mean, you know, you can see it. Doesn't have to be that big. Can be a little bit smaller. It's okay. Van, hello, Van. Okay, let's practice the song again. Let us practice the song again before I start my rant, or at least my demo. Okay, so hopefully I'm playing that a little bit better every day. That is something that I just started playing this week. So I've never played it before this week, so hopefully it's getting, it's improving. So anyway, and yes, I have it horizontal so I can flip to the computer here in a second. And again, thanks to Gentle George from Scotland. Send it to me from Scotland. Of course, I've used VirtualBox. You have to use VirtualBox to run Unix. So yes, sunshine of your life. You mean you are the sunshine of your life, or you know, or the cream song. London Lane. It's not from London. It's from Glasgow. George is kind of cool. So Hannah, you do it. Oh my gosh, it's like you know, we start the scope with this. Just what a waste of time, you know. I'd hack him, but it's such a waste of time right now. What a waste of time to do to go hack these trolls so early in the day here. So what OS do you use for it? What OS do you use for it? I've run it on Mac OS X. I've run it on Linux. I've run it on Windows 10. It runs on everything. So anything, and then you can run Unix on top of it. So so yeah, no problem there. So welcome, guys, and and gals. My scope tonight is to talk about setting up a private community using the app called Brax.me. Van, what is all the question marks, Van? What's all the question marks for? How are you? Question mark, question mark, question mark. You wanted to send me an article on Zuck. I side-channeled somebody on Zuckbook that had me blocked and found piles of info. Jimmy, hello, Jimmy. Sinstar, what's up, Sinstar? Glad to see you back. Glad to see you back. Hello, Governor. So the topic is very timely. He must mean doxing. The topic is very, very timely because what we discovered in my scope yesterday, which as you know has been deleted, was the possibility of certain other people in certain other rogue kind of, you know, elements in the intelligence agency that may have access to the data. I told you yesterday, and this is to me irrefutable, that no, I deleted the scope. I didn't want to keep it. The data is irrefutable that the National Zucking Agency and such players have access to much more information than you imagined. So much more information than you imagined. So in the case of the National Zucking Agency, I've already told you that all of your emails are collected using you know, very common techniques that they've probably been doing since email was invented, and you know, similar to the way Wireshark does packet sniffing, and then they have this in fiber optic trunks all over the Zucking internet, collecting information at the trunks from international sources, from national sources, all the data that crisscrosses the country. They can have little devices at these multiplexers where the fiber optic, the optic interfaces with electrical, where it converts it back to Ethernet, and they can then read traffic on the internet in high speed, and strip off anything that they deem to be readable. And one of the most readable things on the Zucking internet is your Zucking email. So yeah, you don't send. Donald Bannon does not send email. Young people don't. That's true. But any older person, has probably a collection of 20 years of emails, and it's kind of shocking to understand that the government has a copy of all that, a copy of all of it, not just in passing. I mean, an actual copy of it. So how, you never have an email. How do you set up your Twitter account? How do you set up anything? Of course, you got to have email. How do you buy something online? Don't you buy something from Amazon? You buy something from Amazon, there's an email that says what you bought. And when you start thinking about the consequences of this, when you think about the consequences, don't distract me with these side questions for a moment, Akira, because then we'll go off on a tangent. But what happens is when you buy something from Amazon, the National Zucking Agency has a copy of every purchase. Anybody spying on the network can spy on all your purchases just by trapping emails from Amazon.com. Or from eBay, or wherever you buy it from that has an email confirmation. If you have a transaction with PayPal, then there's an email confirmation. I mean, everything has an email confirmation. So somebody is sneaking up on this and listening to it. And here's the funny part, guys. Some of these people who are supposedly pretty adept with making sure they're good at operational security, or OPSEC, meaning they're concerned about their security, are saying, okay, well, I'm a secure person, so I'm gonna Zucking use Proton Mail. I'm gonna Zucking use Proton Mail. What makes you think that protects you in any kind of a way? Let's again understand what Proton Mail is. Proton Mail is a good product. I actually wrote I have it. I have an equivalent product to Proton Mail, and I pulled it out. I pull it out because I don't want people to get encouraged to use it. Here's the problem. When you're doing Proton Mail encrypts the body only if you're talking to somebody on Proton Mail. Otherwise, it's just an ordinary email. Just because it's Proton Mail doesn't make it any different when you're talking to somebody on Gmail. It's the same thing. So you might as well use Gmail if you're going to use Proton Mail, if you're going to talk to somebody on Gmail. So when somebody says, well, email me on Proton Mail, what the heck is that supposed to do? Supposed to make your life better? How? Okay, second point, guys. Second point. You use Proton Mail to communicate, and you say, okay, I'm getting this mail on Proton Mail, and all of the headers and such, the header, the subject, the IP address, the sender, the receiver, is all in the header of the email. Well, what exactly did you hide then when you went on Proton Mail? What exactly did you hide? ZixCorp is the same. ZixCorp, the idea is that everyone communicates inside ZixCorp. So in essence, it's like not even email, but once you leave ZixCorp, when it exits out, then of course it's also visible with the same headers because it's the same Zucking thing. So ZixCorp will be functionally like Proton Mail if you stay with it. ZixCorp is very commonly used in medical facilities. So what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of people, their idea of operational security is kind of flawed because they're not understanding the actual problem. When you start to understand of what's actually being surveilled, which is everything, then you have to start thinking, oh my gosh, I mean, what in my footprint is being surveilled, and why is this important? Why is it important? Okay, so what I want to talk about is an example, and I want to make an example with a somebody that I've seen on Periscope, who is politically, his scopes are political. Okay, and this is a very good example because this is a very good example of how to implement this, and I just want to actually make this actual comparison to Mike Cernovich. So Mike Cernovich is a scoper and Twitter guy on the right, and he has a little community that he made, and it's a very active community he made on Periscope and on social media. So he is doing a kind of like alternate media kind of scopes, and I just saw Antoine Pascon on that scope. I actually checked it out, so I just want to see what he was all about. He is a lawyer but does media instead. He blocked me. Okay, so this is not about the politics of it. I want to give an example about how a community should set up, and this is just an example of it. Mike moved to YouTube. This is an example of it. I'm not. This has nothing to do with what his beliefs are, what he believes or doesn't believe. It's the example is about how to set up a community and why it would be important for somebody like that, somebody like a Mike Cernovich to have a private community. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Somebody like that, like a Mike Cernovich, he apparently he's in LA, so you know he's in my neighborhood. The issue with somebody like that, he's trying to get a bunch of people to talk to him, kind of like a private news source. So he's like a private news source. He's trying to be a journalist for this private group of people, and he's doing it openly on YouTube, on Twitter, on Slack, apparently, from what I heard from its followers. And what are the issues that happens when you start to use all these public platforms to collect your community is then that your community is then tracked, because then, as we already know, everyone knows who we all are because of the tracking done by the National Zucking Agency. It doesn't matter 1%er, that's not the point. So the National Zucking, you know, the whole point is anybody marginalized, anyone with a marginalized belief, anyone with a marginalized belief is subject to the interference of another entity like Zuck. Zuck could do fake news to override somebody that they feel needs to be marginalized. Somebody on the far left, somebody on the far right. Typically, the targets of all this are somebody on the far left or somebody on the far right. They tend to be marginalized with this. Or even not that far. I mean, if slightly left, more left of center and slightly more right of center, you're going to be a target. And they're going to say, well, you're not mainstream and therefore we want to shut you up. This is a very common thing, you know. This is a very, very, this dude, Wild Air Night. What the zuck does that mean? Rich, what does that mean? What does that mean, Rich? So when you have a group of people that is marginalized as being out of the mainstream, then somebody in power will say, well, we need to do something about these folks. We need to do something about these folks. And one of the ways we're going to do something is to profile you. It's very easy to profile you because all I have to say is, okay, who's the Zuck? Are these followers of Mike Cernovich? Then they come up with a database of all the followers of Mike Cernovich, and then they can say, okay, what are the emails of the people from Mike Cernovich group? And then they can now profile you and what do they buy, where do they live, what kind of people are they, what's their income level, and on and on and on. And it's you know, when you start to think about the detail of what they get into about any particular group, okay, and you start to say, what the zuck? They can learn that about me? Yes, they can. What have I told you guys? I have told you that your emails, every single one, is stored in Utah. At the Utah Data Center of the National Zucking Agency. So, Rich Kolowski, I say Zuck because we're talking about Mark Zuckerberg, Zuck you. When I say Mother Zucker, I'm saying Mark Zuckerberg's mother, hello. That's what I'm saying. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So it's not a swear word, Mother Zucker. So when you're zucked, getting zucked is an expression that relates to what Mark Zuckerberg is going to do to your zucking data, because he's like, you know, he's the biggest collector of data that you can imagine, and the biggest party in profiling outside of the government. I'm not even sure. In essence, it's a big competition between the National Zucking Agency and Zuck. I don't even know who has more data. It's possible that now Zuck has more data than the National Zucking Agency. Of course, the National Zucking Agency has access to the data at ZuckBook, so of course the National Zucking Agency has more. The point is, somebody can profile you completely, know your behavior, know your characteristics, knows your beliefs, knows your financial status, knows your voting pattern, and everything else, and you are ripe for manipulation. Anytime some party knows that about you, they can start saying, let's change the internet for these mother Zuckers. Let's change the Zucking internet for you. When you go search on Google, let's change the Zucking search results to fit what we're trying to tell you. This is something that many of you don't even realize. When you go into Google, why are your Google results different when you're a Democrat versus when you're a Republican? What the Zuck? Why is that? And you're saying, well, I don't care. Well, care. Because this is the problem. If you start allowing this to happen and allowing yourself to be manipulated, this is exactly what happens. Somebody alters the results for you, and you're saying, well, that's okay. And they have some AI called jigsaw.google.com that actually manipulates this. So if you're a Mike Cernovich, you say, well, I have my group here. I have my followers, and they support me. And why do you want your followers to be all visible to Jigsaw and visible to the National Zucking Agency and be profiled and be characterized in any kind of a way? Why would you want to do that? Go Rice Girl. Go Rice Girl. So why would you want to do that? So the answer is, I have an answer for you. I have an answer for you for this, and that is to set up a private community. I made an app that establishes a private community for you so that you can have an interaction away from visibility. No visibility. And that's my app called BraxMe. Now, I have a very active Periscope group on BraxMe. So in essence, I practice what I preach. I have a big community on BraxMe from Periscope. I have some businesses that have their own communities on Periscope. I have medical facilities that have communities on Periscope. I have universities that have a community on BraxMe. I have businesses. I have and so on. And anyone can establish a community on BraxMe. And if you're a private group, like somebody on Periscope, like Go Rice Girl says, okay, I want to have a way for me to develop the Perry Girls into a group, you can move it to BraxMe. You can do the same for eggdrop.com. And this is as simple as it is. This is as simple as you started. You could say, contact me on BraxMe, and then you give a handle. I'm Rob Braxman, at Rob Braxman. That's my ID on BraxMe. In fact, it's even easier. Just go on BraxMe and search for Rob, and you'll see all the Robs, and find the one with my face, because I'm one of the few people in the public list. So you search for my face, and pow, I'm there, and you can talk to me. And then suddenly you're conversing with me inside BraxMe. And this is what I want to explain is, that's not enough. We can take this to a new level, and I'm going to demonstrate it to you and explain this. Is you create a private community for yourself. So if I were a Mike Cernovich, I could say, okay, people, contact me on BraxMe. Or I'm gonna actually just gonna give you an invite on Twitter and say, here, click this to get invited into BraxMe, and then you join. You don't need an email, you don't need anything. You can join BraxMe just by setting up a handle. And hello, cowboy. Set up a handle and a password, and you're in. That's it. You don't need to be identified. We don't need to care who you are. We don't need to care who you are. And then whatever you do on BraxMe is very, very private. So just because people ask me, is it really private? Is it really private? So to prove this point to you, I will actually do something that I rarely do. And I want to expose my database. I want to expose my database to you. Anybody ready for this? Shoveling, really. Expose it! I want to show you my database of what is actually seen, what I see when you make your posts. What the zuck? Yes, I'm actually gonna expose it. You can see my database right here. Open database, yes. My IP is 192. Okay, exposing himself. Oh. Okay. So we are going to show you what's actually on my database so that there's no doubt in your mind what I see. Okay, and there it is. There it is. That is your chat messages. That is what I see. That are the chat messages. Here, let me blow it, move it away. So you can see, these are your chat messages. That's what I see. Here, let's make it fresh. I'm refresh it to the current one. It pulls out the last 10,000 messages. Okay, so there. This the latest. The latest message was I don't know whatever that timestamp is. Okay, so there you go. So there's what I see. Look at that. Wow, I can really spy on you. I can really spy on you. I can really see what you're talking about. Okay? I can really see what you're talking about. Look at that. Read that. That is like, look at that. That's what I fucking see. Okay? No, this is not my SQL. It's just my interface. My database is on Amazon. That's on Amazon. Okay, so what do you think I see there? I see that what you see is that I keep your data safe. I cannot read your data. This is not Zucking lamp. No, you're in baby land here. This is a big system. It's on many servers on Amazon AWS. It's running on many servers on Amazon AWS, and it has the whole Amazon platform on there. Okay, so I need to go back to the streets and learn more English. Big boy game. Yeah. So no, that is not some local database. No, that's a otherwise known as Amazon RDS. So that's on the that's managed at the Amazon level, and with big giant servers. Okay, so they have that on big giant servers. I have many servers that run this. So there's don't have too much fun with me. So what I'm saying is one of the things that I try to ensure for you guys is to make sure that your data is safe. I want to make sure your data is safe. And that chat, by the way, is can be upgraded to end-to-end encryption. End-to-end encryption. So when you have a chat message there, there's no way to Zucking hack something that's that has end-to-end encryption. There's no Zucking way to do that. It's not possible. So one of the unique things about this product, also, one of the unique things about what I show you here, is that this product has end-to-end encryption for a group. End-to-end encryption, if you use it on WhatsApp or Signal or Wicker or any of these kinds of products that have Telegram that offers end-to-end encryption, they only offer end-to-end encryption for 2 people. You see, end-to-end encryption done the way that Signal does it is only possible for 2 people. It's a negotiated key that can only occur. It's an asymmetric negotiated key, such as Diffie-Hellman key exchange or something, only possible for 2 people. Well, not mine. Braxman has end-to-end encryption for as many people as you want to have in chat. So if there's 10 of you talking, then all of you can be end-to-end encrypted in a group of 10. if you have a group of 500, somebody will reveal the secret, so you probably can't trust them. But I wouldn't want to have a end-to-end encryption with 500 people. But it doesn't have a limit. How does that work? Is it end-to-end round robin? What does that mean, end-to-end round robin? One of the ways that I do it is I use, what I do is a symmetric key. You have to know the key. You have to know the key to be in the conversation. And once you have the key and you plug in the key and it retains it, then you can have the conversation with anyone else who has the key. So if you don't have the key, then you can't get in. So, and if somehow it gets hacked, well, no one, especially no one no, I do not use WhatsApp. I do not use anything that is associated with Zuck. The flux capacitor override switch comes. Steve has the keys. How do you deliver the key? The key is computed. It's not an actual stored key in the way you think. The key is computed on the fly, and it's computed as you retrieve it. This makes it pretty much unhackable. That's just part of the key. You have part of the key. I have part of the key, and the key is computed on the fly. Rich Kalowski. Why would you ask me that question? So anyway, what stochastically? Why do you want Zuck to know everything? Why don't you want Zuck to know everything about you? Why? Do you work for Zuck? Can we still hack it? We can still hack it. We can still hack it. You can still hack what? I'm 100 there. Why don't you like Zuck? I'm not sure what the scope means. I'm confused, but I look like a Zuck? Oh my gosh, we're getting a lot of trolls in here, and this is distracting from our... Hello, Galen. Distracting from our topic here. Yeah, why... Zuckerberg can know everything about you, but Zuck, you can't know everything about Zuck. It's just, this is the way the world is. The National Zucking Agency can know everything about everyone and you, but you don't know what the Zuck they're up to. You don't even know that some of them are, trying to manipulate the government in like their own private little government. It's like, oh, we want to influence the news, so we're going to do it internally and release things without authorization. And what the Zuck kind of country is this? When a bunch of people who are not even elected start to control the Zucking country. Okay, I mean, it's a very, very scary thing. Nothing is unobtainable. Nothing is unobtainable. Cowboy, are you a Zucking hacker, Cowboy? I do my utmost to make it unobtainable. It is my life's job to make it unobtainable if I can help it. That is my life's work, is to make sure it's unobtainable. Okay, so what's your profanity? What does that mean? But you scope. Well, how am I going to pass the message to you? Would you like me to keep it a secret? Okay, hi Lux. Would you like me not to tell you? I would be happy to just terminate the scope and not tell you. Would you like to live in peace and say the world is perfect? Oh my gosh, I'm like, everything is so safe. The world is great. Nobody's zucking with me, and the world is just fantastic. There's no such thing as fake news, and I should live a happy life. Well, if you want to do that, then fine. Then I'll end my scope now and leave you alone. I'll leave you alone, and then you can figure it out. So the point is, I make a sacrifice by being here. It is not safe for me to talk about what I talk about. It is not safe for me to talk about what I talk about. I know that. This is why I have to delete some of my scopes. I have to delete it. If you're looking for my scope last night, it's not here. It's gone. I deleted it. Okay, why do you think I deleted? Because I don't want to be too unsafe. Where I have to go by the door and say, Zuck you! So try to avoid that. Bam, bam, pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. So that's, I try to avoid that. I'm trying to give you the facts here. Oh, good. You're so angry. Show them your pew, pew, pew. I kill you. I kill you. What do you think about Magic Band? I don't know what Magic Band is. So, my job is to hide your data. My job, that's what I do. I do my best to allow you to have a private community so you can hide your zucking data. The man with the golden zuck. So what I'm going to do is show you how I do it. I set up my own community on Brax.me, and anyone on Periscope can set one up. So how do you get money? Why is that your business, how I get money? Did I ask you for money? Did I go to Periscope and say, go fund me, go PayPal, this, that? Am I here asking for money? Did I even tell you that you can buy my app, which is free? My app is free. Okay, my app is free. So am I here trying to sell you something? No. Not selling you anything. I'm giving you a tool that you can use for your own safety. If I want to sell you something, I will tell you right now, I'm not selling you anything. Okay? I'm not selling anything. I'm just teaching you a way to say, I can give you a private community here, and you can do whatever you want with your private community, and you're not financially motivated then. Something wrong, Harley, dude? Yep, something is wrong. So I'm pretty financially motivated, of course, but as I can afford to do this, I do this. And you enjoy my anger. How can you enjoy my anger, London Lane? Zuck book. You leader. Okay, the more of us, the fewer of them. So let me explain the principle here. I have an app, and I'll do a quick demo for you. I'll do a quick demo of the app so that you understand what it's about, and then we'll set up a community here. I even have one of our viewers on here. So here's an app. This is this is on my PC. This is on the PC. You can normally you run this app on mobile. So, but I'm running it on a Windows 10 computer. Okay. Let me just make sure it's focused in here. Okay, so I can, these are my messages for the day. So I got some messages in here. It looks like, oh, Richard Nicholas sent me a message. Okay, let me see what he wrote. Okay, there. He's talking to me right there. Can you run it on a Mac? Seems like it would be easier on desktop. Yeah, you can run, this is I run it on, you can run it on anything. It runs on any browser. Let me move it here. It runs on any browser. It runs on iOS and, oops, this thing is falling. It runs on iOS. It runs on Android. Download it from the App Store, Brax.me. Okay? Download it on the App Store, Brax.me. Yeah, there are ways to protect your Windows 10. And there's a reason why I went to Windows 10. It's because my Mac has zucking AMT on it. Okay, my Mac has AMT. So, in this app, we talk in a couple ways. One of it is chat. So this is chat. So I click on chat, and I have all these chat messages in here. And if I want to talk to somebody on chat, I just say start new chat. And then you can find some people on the public list in here, or you can find them directly. For example, if I want to talk to Rob Braxman, all I have to do is type Rob Braxman, and he should come up. There he is. Okay, and then you click on it, and if you want to do end-to-end encryption, you can turn this on and put a key there for the end-to-end encryption. You could probably not see that. Okay, and then you can even have a timer that says expire in what amount of time, and then start the chat and say hello. Misspelled it, but who zucking cares? Okay, and here, let's put a photo in here. There. Let's put a picture on there. Okay, the point is this message here is all encrypted, and if you want to look at my database to see what exactly is showing in there, here it is. This is exactly what shows up on the Zucking database. This is exactly what I posted. I presume I'm on the top here. I don't really know. There are people using it, but I'm sure this is one of these are the messages I put in. If you find that readable, then good luck. You must be super smart. I can't read it. I don't know what the heck was discussed between Zuck here and Rob. I don't know what they're talking about. There's Zuck, there's Rob. Okay? So this is one of the ways that we talk here on Brax is by chat. The other way we talk is by something called rooms. Rooms are by subject matter. This is a room that I set up, Zuck for President. So we'll talk about that later. But here's the rooms that I'm in, and it has all my suggested rooms, and I can you can see a trending list, like what's active here. We have a nice room here called Are You Sheep that has all the cybersecurity kind of oops, I can't go in there. Look at that. Zuck, I've been blocked. I want to go to this room, which is for Periscope people, and I click on it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't get in there. It's a private community. Okay, so we're not going to go to that because I'm not invited to it. I'm not invited to that. So let me go to Foodies. Let me go to Foodies. So, oh yeah, I can join this one. Woo. So just fun people talking about food and such. Okay, so there you go. Just food talk. Okay, so, oops. Sorry, what did I do here? I blew up the picture. Okay, so this is Windows 10. Okay, and you can make your own topics here. It's by topics, so we have various topics in here on different things. This is my Periscope schedule. Okay, so I'm going to tell you now, by the way, there's a group here called Political Rants. So if you want to go rant, a lot of ranting going on here. A lot of arguments in here. So there, rant. Rant all you want, okay? Want to talk politics, there's a place for that too. Okay, so let me pause a moment so you get an idea of what that's all about. So that's the platform. I need to look in that room. The platform is jazz waltz specifically. It has to be a jazz waltz. It can't be some odd meter like 5/4 or 7/4. Got to be a jazz waltz specifically. I want pizza now. So what is unique about this platform, is that it's impossible for us in Braxman to see what the Zuck is going on. If we're not members of a group, we can't see what's going on because everything is encrypted. I just showed you what a typical conversation looks like. It's it prevents some program from saying, okay, I want to go. I'm going to listen into the conversation. I want to go search for anybody that says the word ISIS. We have no way of doing that. We don't know what the Zucker point. We don't have any idea what you're saying. So somebody said, Telegram is a very secure platform. Telegram is a very secure platform. Telegram is a very secure platform. But Telegram will find out if you're saying ISIS and they will block you. They will delete the content that says ISIS. Whoa! If they are actually a secure platform, how the Zuck did they know you said ISIS? Whoa! Okay, well, I don't know. If you're supposed to be an encrypted app, I don't know how the Zuck that somebody knows what you're saying, unless it's not really completely encrypted, which it's not. You see, Telegram, Signal, all of these apps say that they're encrypted, but they're really only doing end-to-end encryption when there's two people in a conversation. They're not really saying it's always encrypted at end-to-end level every place else. So that's why be careful with that claim. Okay, here I am really trying to make sure that we protect you. So we do our utmost to maintain the highest level of security in all aspects of all the rooms. You can use alias to remain anonymous. Yes, when you post, you can post anonymously if it's allowed. Some rooms don't allow it. Some can post with an alias. Some can post Zuck blocked you. Some can post with their real name, but nobody tells you to post your real name. Nobody says you have to use your name at all in here because we don't really have any information about you. No, no, it's not. It's not. But you can always change your name. Nobody stops you from changing your name or handle. So your alias is global. So if you want to have a alternate identity, it stays globally. So if you change it once, it changes it everywhere it's seen. So if you used to call yourself Zuck1 and you change your alias to Zuck2, then everyone sees you as Zuck2 all of a sudden. Okay? So, but we don't really ask you for the information, so we don't really know where you are. We don't have any IP addresses. We don't really track you. So, and if you want to really, if you don't trust us that we may keep your IP address and use a Zuckin VPN, then we really don't know anything because we don't even have your email. Rob's blocked from the adult rooms. Do they change? They change Zuck2. You're Zuck3, and all traces the first alias gone. Yes. So let's say you said I'm massage 4 health 1, and then you said, oh my gosh, somebody might recognize this, and you say I'm going to change it to massage for health 2. Then suddenly everything changes. This applies to your name, your alias, and everything. It's always global. There's I don't think anyone actually has a Hunix room. There's just discussed in various places. There's not a Hunix room per se. I might need one to start one if not. So the idea is that if you go into this platform, you are well hidden if you want to be hidden. We don't really know anything about your. Somebody said, how do we know you're not tracking us? How do you know we're not hacking you? What the zuck? We don't know anything about you. Wefu can, that's great. Can you put more content? Teach me about 360 Wefu can. Put more content in there. I just saw a couple of posts. Put more content so we learn. When you post on Braxme, the idea is that we don't know who you are. It's not dissimilar to Reddit. It's obviously a prettier format than Reddit. We don't really know anything about who you are, but it's kind of a collective community. You do have a single identity inside the app. You do have a single identity. You use iPhone? Yes, I use an iPhone with Fucan, yes. For Periscope, yeah. People, it's so simple. You don't have to use your real name. And because you can have a community lock, therefore you can vet the community. I have a community here called Periscope. In order to join the community on Brax, you have to contact me. And then I have to vet you to make sure you are actually from Periscope. And then I know you from my scopes. And then I actually bring you in to the Periscope community. So we don't have trolls. You cannot troll because I vetted you individually. Okay? You're for President Trump's border plan and vetting. Yeah, I got a wall here on Brax. There's a wall. Brax has a zucking wall. We keep out the zucking trolls. We have a wall against the trolls, I gather. We have a wall against the zucking trolls. So will you be vetting other computers? No, I don't vet other communities. That's not my business. I only vet my community. Extreme vetting. I only vet my community. So let's say that I am Mike Cernovich and I said, okay, I want to form my community here. I say the same thing that he would say the same thing I would say, and that is, do you vet vets? SVC vet is a vet. He will vet you because he's a vetter. So I'm explaining, Nelcha. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. I'm explaining. No, I am not worried about zucking Russia. I've already told you that in a prior scope that that is zucking fake. Okay? No, I am not. That is zucking fake. That is completely fake. which I explain technically, not politically. People will explain why it's fake politically. That's not what I do here. I explain why it's fake technologically. Okay, hello Art, veterinarian. Art is like you know, disappearing act. He comes, he goes, and now he disappears and he comes back. So please be nice, Nelcha. Come on, Nelcha. I'm just don't take me too seriously, Nelcha. Okay, before your port. Okay, now glad to see you back, Art. So he's in a pre-vetted queue. No, he wasn't Brax. I think he left Brax. Art left Brax. I don't know why he left Brax. Maybe he didn't like it politically or something. I don't know. I don't know. Why did you leave? Why did you leave Brax, Art? Don't know why. So anyway, going back to how you would collect a community. Let's say you're Mike Cernovich. I'm using Mike Cernovich because it's a very good example, and actually I think that it might actually benefit him to use something like this. So you say, okay, contact me on Brax, and all you need is a handle, and you say contact me on Brax with a zucking handle. And in my case, you can contact me on Brax just by knowing Rob Braxman. So if you know that I'm Rob, then you can go and contact me on Brax just by knowing my name, Rob. That's it. In fact, you can kind of like look at all the Robs and see which Rob looks like me, and you say, this must be the guy. How do we vet the people who post anonymously? You vet them in a community. The community is already pre-vetted. So if you make a group that's already limited to a community, then you're zucking there. You're Ron or Rob. I am not Ron. I am zucking Rob. When they contact you on here and say, I want to join your community, well, obviously you announced it somewhere, and in this case, I announced it on Periscope. So the only people who would find that message would be somebody from Periscope. Then I can find out who they are. Okay, so I say, so what's your handle on Periscope? Then I can recognize and say, I know who you are. And it prevents trolls, because then no one can say, well, I'm the same guy 10 times. So we will, your trolls make 100 accounts. Well, they're not going to be able to do that, because I have to vet each one individually. Once the community is vetted, then the rest of the people don't have to think about it. They just say, I want to limit my contact to this community, which is Periscope. You need a locksmith. Did you see the Trump press conference? No, I just saw parts of it in the news. J. Lolly writer, I did not see the actual press conference. Only if I turn around. So that's one way of creating a community, is to just say contact me on this handle and initiate a chat. Once they're in the chat, then you can add them to the community manually, which is very, very easy. So here's the other way of doing it. So we're going to give you a quick example how to do this. It's actually quite simple. One of the ways you can make a community quickly is to just have them join a room. So I made one. I called it Zuck for President. I made this room called Zuck for President. Okay? So that's the room I made. Zuck for President. Okay? So I said, well, how do I get people into this room? Let's see if there's anybody in here. And see, no, there's nobody here, only one person. That's me. I'm Zuck. Okay, that's my name. I'm Zuck. So in order to get people into this room, all you have to do is make an invite. And look, are you going to vote for Zuck? Zuck, no! Okay, so basically you click on this invite button on top, and then there's a option there for group invite. And it actually gives you a little link here for an invite. Let me show you close up what it looks like. It actually gives you an invite link right there. Oh, sorry. There's the invite link. Okay? It always looks like that, so it's easy. Because that's the name of the room, Zuck. Okay, now, so here's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to handhold this. If you are, let me close this account here. let me close this. If you're not an existing user, it has a little different appearance in here. Well, this one thinks I'm, hold on a second here. Let me log in, hold on. Let me log out, sorry. Okay, I'm going to log out. So I'm going to hit log out, okay? Okay, so when you're logged out and you give them this invite, you can post this on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever. So there's the invite. And it says you're invited to join. And then here's where they sign up. You can sign up right there. Yep, you can join by invitation only. If the room is private, this one is a public room. If you are joining a private room, what happens is the invitation is only valid for 48 hours. Okay, 48 hours if it's a private room. This is a public room. Okay, so all you have to do is sign up here. If you're already a member, you don't even have to do that. You just log in, and the invitation will just automatically work. Okay, let me hold on a second while I log in. I have to free my hands here to log in. Hold on. Here, you can look at the piano while I log in. Look at the piano while I log in. Because my password is like 10,000 characters long. Okay, there. So I'm back in. So when you click on that invite as that you see here, it will automatically make you a member of the room, and then you will see this automatically in your rooms. Okay. Now what I did here to make a community is I went to settings. You can see here. Let me move this closer again. And there's an option here for manage communities, which I already made. It's called the Zuck supporters. Okay, so this is the Zuck's presidential campaign supporters. Okay, yes, there's a Zuckbook t-shirt coming out. It's wonderful, love it. I'm gonna buy several myself. Okay, so this is a community I made, and basically the community has so far just one member, and this is what the community looks like here. All I say is auto-populate membership from a room. So in this case, I said, if you're a member of this room, you're a member of that community. That's all I did. Auto-populate membership from a room. That way I don't have to manually fill in all the members here by hand. If you're a member of that room, you're a member of the community. In this particular case, if you want to be more, more fine-tuned here, you can individually add them here, because you can add every one of your contacts to the community manually. So you can add members one by one. Okay? And it takes a while to do that, so my shortcut is very simple. So if you're a member of a room, you're a member of the community. Even for a public room. Here, I'll answer questions. What do you mean even for a public room? Should I flip this vertically now? Let me flip the, hold on. How do I do this? Okay, here, vertical. Okay, so what's the question now? You just joined this room, the Zuck room, but it's limited to community. So you can't join this room unless, oh yeah, this is a public room. The Zuck for President. Yep. I got some members. I got some people signed up in the room already. Yeah, some. I see a couple of people already joined the room just from the scope. So very similar to enterprise community. Did you build this one by yourself? Yes, I have. This has been I've taken. This has been work of several years now. It's a very, very big app. To do the encryption and all this took a lot of time. Yeah, it's actually it's primarily used for business. Most of my groups in here are business, and they kind of have their own enterprises. Like my biggest client, I don't have to hide my biggest client. My biggest client is DTE. So if you want to check it out, if you don't think it's real, yes, my biggest client is DTE. Okay, if you don't know what DTE is, some people know what DTE is. Okay, DTE is huge. So they're my biggest client. So they're a example of a paying customer. My big client itches. So, so hello NSK 555. So yeah, so they're paying customers. And they pay me for use of Brax. So, so you guys can use it for free. For 4 gigabytes of data, it's free. What is the question, Richard? So for 4 gigabytes of data, it's free. If you want to go to the next tier of, I believe, up to 100 gigabytes, I believe it's $25 a year when we start doing that. At the moment, it's all free. No. I have my own community. I don't have mess with anybody else's community. If you form your own community, that has nothing to do with my community. I don't vet anybody else's community. I don't even see your community. You have your own individual communities. If you make your community, it's not going to be connected to me. Okay? There's nothing to do. If you set up a community, why would that be connected to me unless they go find me and say, can I join the Periscope community? In which case, they're asking to join my community. That has nothing to do with your community. Let's say you want to say, I want to do an Open Bobs community here. So you make a community called Open Bobs. Okay? And say, if you want to set up a community for Open Bobs, contact me at Open Bobs. That's my handle. And they contact you and say, okay, you seem to be not a non-troll and non-reporter, because you're not going to report at the Open Bobs, so we will then add you to our community. And then that person's not part of your private community. And then you set up your rooms with your own private communities, and I don't see what the zuck is going on because I am not a member of the community. Okay, yeah, you're not allowed to refer to Brax like as if it's your own. No, it's in the EULA. People can't use the name Brax. You can't use handles called Brax. You can't do any of that. There are some rooms that are called Brax that are not official. And at some point, I'm going to have to enforce taking those and renaming them. They should not be called Brax. They should be called whatever. Bonzo, I don't know. But if I get a report of that, then obviously the authorities will have to be involved. Anything illegal is not allowed. If it's legal, it's allowed. If it's illegal, like child porn or something like that, or we don't tolerate that, or if we find that, then you are zucked. Zuck are you talking about, Leona? What zuck are you talking about? Can we have alliance like Survivor? Does Snowden have a room? Zuck, Snowden needs to have a room. Snowden needs a room in here. Somebody needs to tell Snowden. Can I start a commune? Yes, you can start a commune. Spread the message through iSocial. You'll get thousands for Zuck community. iSocial. Rocco and Vinny. Yes. Yes. Rocco and Vinny. I have this. Rocco and Vinny are handy with this. And many novel sites bands we store for free. 4 gigabytes for free. 4 gigabytes for free. What do you mean stop? Or do you mean stop them by discovery through other means? If what you're doing is legal, for example, nudity is not allowed in open rooms. Nudity is not allowed in public communities. So that's because Apple has that requirement. I'd rather have freedom of the press. I'd rather have no limitation, but Apple says no zucking away. So we say fine. So you can actually if you want to do anything that's legal, but not allowed for the EULA, then you just have to make a private community. That's all. Okay, just make your own private community. That's all you need to do. Yep, cowboy. And now there's a room called the Grow Room, which is for MJ stuff. It's public. There's an MJ public split. Taco, you speak English. Gingrich Scope is into triple OT Trump flip skirt. The DeepSeek gets deep six. Yeah, $25 a year for I believe 100 gigabytes. But right now everything's still free. Everything is on a free trial at the moment, so we're not charging. We're not charging that $25 a year yet. We are not yet charging that for those that exceed 4 gigabytes. So everyone is getting it for free right now. Okay? So everything is free right now. So the ones that are not free are corporate users. That the one we have are corporate users, and they come in with a lot of users. So they're sent to Rob. So yeah, biz prices are the same prices. This is a lot lower than our prices are a lot lower than let's say Dropbox, and it's encrypted. Dropbox is not encrypted. Everything you keep here is encrypted. You're going to make it free for users the first year, correct? Can? No, I didn't say that. Right now, it's still free. We don't start the year yet. So at this moment, everyone is completely free. Eventually, we say today is the day. We say if you want to keep over 4 gigabytes, then it's $25 a year. So when that happens, but we're not. That's not even on yet. It's something you should say. Not yet. I'm not saying it yet. It's on a free trial right now. So you zucking stealing my files, bro. 25 is cheap. So anyway, that's the plan for people who want to do that. But for non-commercial use here, it's pretty much free. So because we want to invite corporate users. Thank you, Cat. Now, one of the things. Then go to Google, because Google loves your data. For people who said, well, Google offered me 15 gigabytes for free. Yes, they offered to spy on you of 15 gigabytes worth of spying. They wanted you to store 15 gigabytes of data they can retrieve and read, so they can spy on you and profile you, so they know what to sell you. So yes, use Google. It'll be perfect for you. It will be perfect. Now, if you want a place where there is no zucking thing going on, or we don't know what the zuck you're storing here, then you come to us, because we have no idea. That's completely encrypted. Okay? 25 a year won't fly. Google think the users are stupid and naive. Well, they are. They are thinking that. They gave me 115. I'm not using it yet. If a corporation puts all their people on Braxman and say only half of them use it, they still, yes. Correct. Richard, the answer is yes. That is correct. A corporation, that's part of the discount. We assume that not everybody uses it. Just send me your data, I'll store it for free. Yes. DAF. Okay, so do you understand now the basic principle here? It's actually quite simple, and it's fun here. It's a fun community. Just to give you an idea, I'll show you my actual space to show you. This is a real use of it. I'll just from a distance here. Oops, gotta let go of the gun. But I want to show you how many rooms I have. Okay, this is my account. Okay, this is my account. These are my rooms. Look, can't even scroll it.
I mean, I have a ton of rooms. I have a ton of rooms in here, okay? So I got a ton of stuff. And this is my chat, again from a distance, okay? You can see who I'm talking to. Whoa, I'm talking to a lot of people here. These are my chat messages. These are my chat messages. Some of you can recognize your face, okay? So I got a lot of stuff in there. It's very, very busy. Okay, I conduct all of my business here. I don't do email. I don't do any of that because it's all data stored in rooms. No, data stored in places that it's supposed to be stored in. You view it in rooms. You view it in chat, but it's stored where it's stored. It's stored in encrypted areas. You have a area called My Files and My Photos, and your My Files and My Photos are can be in albums, and My Files can be in folders. So My Files has folders. I got tons of files in here with tons of folders. Here, I'll show you my folder space here from a distance. So there, I mean, I got, oops, can't scroll, but got a lot of files in here, got a lot of files, okay? So this is my primary storage. And even I have not used up 4 gigabytes. Hello, middies, Asian dude. Okay, so that guys is an amazing platform that I made, which is different. It's similar to Slack. It's similar to Slack because Slack allows you to do direct chat or direct messaging and channels, they call it, which is exactly what we have here, rooms and chat. Why do I have a gun? Middies, because it's cool. It's cool to have one. Because I believe in the Second Amendment. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to sign up if I want to share my photos with Zuckbook. There's actually an option here where you can secretly share your photos on Zuckbook. It's kind of neat. I actually have a scope on it. If you want to see how that's done, go to my very, very first scope in my history, and I demonstrate it. It's actually pretty tricky. It allows you to put a fake photo on Zuckbook, and then somebody clicks on it to see what the actual photo is with the Zucking. Makes you nervous, Jericho? That was my last post. That was the first one. Yeah. Okay, so there. Okay, there. It's like people are like so Zucking scared of a Zucking toy. It's a toy. For goodness sakes. Did you like play with toys when you were young? Well, this is a Zucking toy. It's not a real gun. Okay? It's not, but if you come through my door and attack me, I will have a different one, not that one. If you, it's called a prop, people. Yes, it's a Zucking prop. Oh my gosh, you're in panic. It's got some anti-gun people here. It's a Zucking prop. Not my 9mm or 380. Well, you know, I have various. I may have 5.56. I may have 9mm. I may have, whatever. It's not the gun you have to worry about. It's the bullets. I don't know the difference. Jericho, yes, I'm announcing it to you that this is a toy because it has an orange tip on it. There's the orange tip. There, orange. Okay? I went into my real gun and get a little paintbrush to paint the little thing there orange so it looks like a toy. Mega Media Today, welcome. Okay, so do you the NRA wants you as their toy gun spokesman. What are you using for private community? I'm using Brax.me. This is what I was demonstrating it to you right now. Okay, are you ammosexual? I may have an arsenal of water guns. Happy Iron Girl, I know you're afraid of the Zucking guns, okay? I know you're afraid of the Zucking guns, but don't need an AK. Only the criminals have guns in Australia. Oh, you're from Australia. You should have explained. Australians are coming to California here to go fill up our ranges here in California because they can't shoot in Australia, so they come and shoot here in LA. So yes, I know this. You should ask me how I know this. I won't tell you, but I know this. It's a very interesting finding that I learned that Australians are coming. Their tourist activity is to come to the U.S. and one of the things they want to do is fire a machine gun. They want to fire some Zucking machine guns. You can even find them on YouTube. Australians wanting to fire machine guns. So they said, we want to fire 50 cal. Come to the USA and fire 50 cal. I shot my first gun at 5 years old. No travel ban for gun-loving Aussies. There's no Zucking wall for gun-loving Aussies. Yeah. Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay, egg drop. So egg drop is another example. Okay, let's talk about egg drop for a moment. Okay. I gave you an example of how somebody like Cernovich could set up a community using this. And for those of you who want to see it, you can watch the replay when I explain that. But here's an example. A lot of people want to talk to egg drop. My good buddy egg drop here. And egg drop is Filipino, and so am I. We're of Filipino ethnic origin. I'm an American, and I'm sure egg drop sounds like an American to me. So egg drop sounds very American to me. So anyway, and egg drop used to work for Zucking Zuckbook. I had a 50 cal. Yeah. So egg drop, you have messages on Brax. People want to talk to you and ask questions, and they don't know where to go. So people have come to Brax and leaving you messages, but you're not checking your messages. Egg drop. So how does somebody like egg drop benefit from Brax? Eggdrop.com, by the way, is a great app that allows you to automatically moderate your scopes. He can also store your videos here in Periscope. And what he can do is moderate your scopes and look for words and filter them out so you can get rid of. It's like an auto troll machine, auto anti-troll machine. So that's what eggdrop provides. So, excuse me. Anyway, eggdrop.com. My gun is over here, Mother Zucker. My gun's right here. So anyway, egg drop should set up a community like I just showed you here. Set up a room, and everyone can be a member of that community, and then he can manage and promote his user base and talk to them, and other people on egg drop can help each other without having you worry about tech support, and by just forming a community on here. And it's very, very easy to do, and that's what I recommend. And not only that, you give them a safer platform for exchanging information. For example, they say, well, I paid you with my credit card and it didn't go through, and so you know, do you really want to discuss credit card issues on Zucking DM on Twitter? Come on, egg drop. Do you want to discuss accounting details on Zucking Twitter? Seriously. Or I'm being trolled by such and such. Do you really want that on Twitter? Twitter can see everything that you're posting on there. Say, Zuck, take a drink. Say, Zuck, take a drink. Zuck, take a drink. There. So you don't want that. It's kind of like and it's so easy because you say, just find me on Brax, egg drop, at egg drop, and contact me on Brax at egg drop. It's no big deal. It's like, you know, it's easy. And it's kind of like saying, find me on Twitter at egg drop, then find me on Brax at egg drop. You just no big deal. That's how you establish a community. Just say, just give them your handle. Contact me at brax.me. You just say eggdrop at brax.me. Just say eggdrop at brax.me. For tech support, eggdrop at brax.me. Then you don't have to do Zucking email. One of the worst things you can do, eggdrop, is Zucking email. Ooh, don't want that. Don't want that. Because you don't know who the Zuck is. That actually the @ sign has to be before egg drop. The at sign has to be before egg drop, otherwise it's not going to make it. It's a predator in chief. I want to encourage people on Periscope with communities to do this because you know you're actually showing respect to your users by saying, I will talk to you on this platform because yes, you can belong to any number of communities, Nelcha, because it's just a membership. Just anyone can establish a community. Only one more day and adult beverage is back. Oh yeah, I need a Zucking adult beverage. I'm not getting any surgeries tomorrow. My mouth is okay. I'm not going to get any Zucking surgeries, so I can have an adult beverage without any complaints tomorrow. I put Brax on Egg Drop homepage. I know Egg Drop. Thank you so much. See, Egg Drop is we're doing like Filipino power here. We're like putting. He has an app. I have an app, and we want to promote each other here. So I want to promote Egg Drop, and then Egg Drop is very nice enough to promote me. Thank you. Cross promotion, powered by Pinoy. Run gun, run and gun, run and gun. No ammo. You can see there's no Zucking ammo. Kind of nice gun. Blowback. Blowback. Air gun. Egg roll power. Stick an egg roll up my zazz. Yes, I got it. Ching chong. Something wrong. Blowback. Do communities show up on the rooms or where to access? Each room can have a community or not. You basically decide, I want this room to be limited to be visible only to this community. So let's say Egg Drop wants to have a general room where anyone on Brax can see it because he wants to promote Egg Drop. So then you can make a room that's public, completely public, and anyone can see it. Let's say you want to make a private room for tech support only for Egg Drop customers. Then you can say limited to the community, and then you set a community limitation. A community can be members of another room, meaning you don't have to manually maintain the community. It can be based on membership from another room that you own. You have to own the room that you're cross-pollinating the membership on. From Napa. Yeah, frequently asked questions, yeah, things like that. I would request take the A train. No, I can't play that because the melody. That's always done with a singer for me. Napa headed house. Okay, so before I play music here, I just want to make sure that all the questions are answered. Any more questions? We want to answer all the questions. I really am saying to you that it would be quite an advantage for people on Periscope if you form communities here on Brax.me. I really designed it for that. Hyper-V, contact Steve. Hyper-V tips. He doesn't know Hyper-V tips. Who's contact Steve, or does Steve know anything about Hyper-V? Steve doesn't know anything about Hyper-V yet. I'm the only one that used Hyper-V, and not successfully yet. I can't even do it. Okay, so what kind of things do you talk about in the Periscope community? The Periscope community tends to be focused on cybersecurity and the things I talk about here on my scope. So, and friendliness, and just sharing. But obviously, it's heavily biased towards cybersecurity. No, I'm not. Billy Taylor's awesome, but I don't follow him. It's not chit chat and whatnot. Yes. What the zuck? Sorry, Gentle George. It's cold enough that I was able to wear it all night. Egg roll, something wrong. Something wrong. Yes. So wing Wong number. Don't wing the Wong number. Just stick a egg roll up my zazz. Stick an egg roll up my zazz. Yes. Where's that troll? was it actually blocked? I gave all of his 50 accounts to Periscope, and then he hasn't been back. I thought he was going to set up another 50 accounts so we can have fun. Wayne Shorter was inducted or indicted? He was indicted? Wayne Shorter is my idol. And of course Herbie. I don't like you, I don't like you, we forget. Because you said if somebody said I like you, then we are in trouble. Thank you, Adam. Okay, what are we playing next? Somebody said if I played Ipanema yet. No, so I guess... Okay, I can play it. No, I won't play that yet. Wait. Because somebody said Wayne Shorter, so we're going to play Wayne Shorter.
Birdland, I need a keyboard for that. I actually don't know Birdland, but oh, really? From way shorter. Walker TDS is definitely not Zucking Chinese. Wei Fu Can. Walker TDS is Zucking Canadian. Wei Fu Can. Walker TDS is Zucking Canadian. Sarah. Sarah's here. Hello, Sarah. Okay, let's see. I'm late. CBD is the way. Let's see. Let's play. I've been doing a job app. A job app? Oh, job application. Okay, let's play this. This is from Kinda Blue album. My interpretation of it, of course. Green. I notice people are leaving now.
So, dopest scarf from Gentle George. From Gentle George, sent to me from Scotland. Awesome. Thank you, Mantis. That is my interpretation of Blue and Green. Blue and Green, for those of you who don't know, is a 10-bar tune. This is why it's really difficult to play, and it's kind of like so many keys just in 10 bars. So it's a very difficult tune to play, but no problem. So okay, let's play Ipanema, because that's popularly requested here. To change the tempo a little bit. Time for Dallas. Such a conspiracy theorist. let's play one more tune from Jubim here. One more tune from Jubim, which is called Wave. Swiffer Pod. Sage Light, look at this. So that is that is that is the wave. That is the wave. Okay, so here's a of course the most requested tune in here.
give lecture first. Your modality. What does that mean? What does that mean? So yeah, what is your question about jazz? What's the question? Thank you, Dallas. Ninja, hello Ninja. Do you know I booked for a jazz band? Yeah. Get the chords because I forgot. Lighthouse is not really jazz much. They offered me to do jazz on Wednesday like 5 p.m. and I said not sure, but other times they don't have jazz. So jazz is like in a window between 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. In other words, they don't want to have jazz in prime time on a Wednesday. This is a Wednesday. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, Latinos for Trump finally showed up. It wouldn't be right without Latinos for Trump here. Misty. So I don't know. Do I know how to play piano? I'm not sure, but there it is, Misty. That's for We Fu Can. We Fu Can. I don't like We Fu Can, but I'm gonna play Misty for We Fu Can. But I don't like We Fu Can. I don't like We Fu Can. He doesn't like to. He doesn't like to hear anybody liking him. So therefore I don't like We Fu Can. You can't tell him he's a good guy. Can't tell him that. Okay, so jazz. Look, I play piano here. I don't even say jazz anymore. It's like, does it have to be when like for example, when I'm playing this. Thank you, Dallas. When I'm playing this tune. okay? But I'll just do a short snippet of it, but... So look at that. No, nobody. We didn't have piano as a kid. I only learned piano 12 years ago. I've only been playing piano as a very old guy. I learned to play piano as an old guy, Peter, 12 years ago. So anyway, do I call that jazz? Well, obviously that's a pop tune. That's a pop tune. And the other thing is I changed the pop tune and made it a bossa nova. So I can't mix up styles and whatever. Not because that's what I really wanted to do, but that's a limitation of this playback thing here. It doesn't have any good rock beats. The rock beat is like awful sounding. So, because that tune really requires a very specific beat, and I don't have it, and it sounded better as a as a Latin beat. So it's just music, man. It's just music. It doesn't really matter, what the music is. Jazz is really about improvisation. So, so what I do is improvise. And one of the things that I've learned that people can relate to, and this is just me. Everyone is a little bit different in their style. Is that when some other people play jazz, it's about like you react to the runs. I don't really react to the runs. Okay, when some people react to the runs, like for example, let's go back to Ipanema for a moment. Let me just give you a little snippet of improvisation, Ipanema, and you can see that it's from my teacher. I learned it from him, and I'm actually trying to make melodies. I'm just not randomly, I'm not just randomly, doing this. So. I don't know if you can tell, but the way I'm doing it is I'm not just doing runs or whatever. I'm actually coming up with a melody, which is, by the way, it's extremely hard to do when you're reading comments. So I'm actually trying to come up with some unique melody. I do it differently, as you know, every time, and I'm actually trying to listen. Hello, land closer. I'm actually trying to listen and see what am I coming up with, and coming up with a melody based on what I kind of, whatever came at the moment. So, in a minor or major chord. Thank you, Peter. So it's basically imagining in my head what a melody is, and I find that a lot of jazz people it's about playing patterns and such,
and then the audience doesn't react to it. And my teacher was is not into that. If you ever listen to my teacher, his name is Alan Pasqua. If you listen to Alan Pasqua play, you will notice that he's always extremely melodic. Another one that I love for melody is, of course, Keith Jarrett and Brad Mehldau. These are my favorites for being melodic. They're always coming up with some melodic kind of thing in what they do, and it makes it very interesting. Brad Mehldau, for a jazz guy, is so popular, and he takes a lot of pop tunes like Beatles tunes and turns them into jazz, and he's doing it in a different way, and it's like it's a rock beat maybe sometimes, and he changes it and he improvises on it, and it's kind of thanks explanation, and I am built to talk about creating. So that's something I've learned, and people have said jazz is dead, and yet when I do my gigs, people every play with a great. I am not a great. Unfortunately, I'm just a zucking hack. I'm just a zucking hack on piano. But hey, Cassie, I'm just a zucking hack on piano. But fortunately, I've managed to play with some better players than I am. My singer, for example, was with Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I came from kind of playing with losers like me to playing with good people. So I always want to make sure that when I play in a band that I'm the worst player, and then it improves me. So yeah, my singer is he's like 80. He's 80, and he used to be with Earth, Wind, and Fire. He was with the original Earth, Wind, and Fire before they even became famous, and he Jimmy Vaughn, and he actually wrote the songs, some of the songs that are in the Earth, Wind, and Fire album, and in what's his name, the piano guy. Never mind. You bet. My sax teacher died at 89. He got credit. Yeah, he got credit on the. Yeah, except they put in what's his name, the head of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and him. But actually, he wrote it. No. Ramsey Lewis. So he was. He did a tune that's in the Ramsey Lewis album, and also played by Earth, Wind, and Fire. So go to YouTube and search the Nautet. Okay, Dallas. So yeah. So that's. So I So what I've learned is that people react to music. If it's good, then it's good. Now, what is unique about what I do is I can't zucking sing, so I have to make the piano sing. And I've at least studied with a teacher that really knows how to make the piano sing. And I'm not even this much to his ability. I'm like a joke. I'm like a joke compared to my teacher. But Scarf from Scotland, sent to me by Gentle George. So CGA is a woman. I didn't know that. can't play when I'm not reading when I'm reading your comments. So Ron, you know, learning sight reading is kind of a pain. Maybe when I'm retired. So yeah, Ron, playing. If I sight read, then I would be able to play like any kind of classical music if I just pull it out and play it right now. But it's kind of a pain in the butt to sight read. Besides, my vision is not as good anymore. I don't like looking at tiny little notes. I have to squint. Check out my room. Everything music. There you go. Starlight has a room on Brax. What's the deal with 5G? 5G is, there's a lot of 5G rooms. You can go to Brax and talk about 5G and argue with the people on there and say, what's the zuck is up with 5G? I can sight read but can't read chords. That's pretty bad, Ron, because then it's important to understand the chords, because that's the theory. You get the theory. You can't improvise if you don't know what the chords are. So I've been in the 5G and Brax. I want to know more. Then you ask the questions there. Why are you asking me? I am not the 5G guy. You say, I'm interested, tell me more. Then you ask the 5G guy rather than ask me, because the 5G guys, they know more than I do. Yes, Miss Dallas. Does 4G exclude 3G? Don't ask me. I'm not in Espanol. Grow up to. What? Type autocorrect. Hate it. Grateful to you for sounds layered down. Center. What does that mean? Sounds lower down. Oh, you mean when I do the like left hand? You mean? I don't do anything pentatonic. I don't even do scales. Just so you understand, Ron, the way I play now is actually all melody. And when I say melody, it doesn't have to be diatonic. Like when I was playing this, it doesn't have to be diatonic. I mean, as long as you do tension and release, it works. You just think melodically. I'm not even following the chords. Look, I'm not following the chords. No, I'm going against it. Meaning, and the chords are going, I'm going against the music. I'm going against the bass. The chords are completely different than what I'm playing. The chords to the tune, then you say, I'm not playing it. So what is he doing? I'm going against it. I'm not playing the chord. This is the actual chord. These are the only chords. C minor and F minor. Okay, that's the only chord, but look what I'm playing. I just played several chords in there. So why is it not dissonant? So it should be dissonant, right? Because I'm playing completely different chords. But it's not, because it's the way it's called tension and release. Go. See, that's completely different. It has to do with substitution, a little bit of theory. See, look at all those chords. Nope. It's called tension and release. So basically what I'm doing is playing with the tension and release. If you want to understand the theory in there, if you convert a chord to a dominant, if you convert a chord to a dominant, you can actually play a lot of different games with it. So the chord is actually C minor and F minor. But if you turn it to dominant, like this is A flat 7 or G7 flat 9. And there's some similarities in there, because if you play like this one in the there's some similarities to that in C minor. There's only like there's only this is the only bad note actually. So basically you alter the chords, and what it sounds like the melody is moving, even though the chords are very simple to footprints, the Wayne Shorter's tune footprints. If you listen to Herbie Hancock play it, they're actually he's actually mixing up the chords and melody just like I am. He does it differently, but I can't copy Herbie. He's too fantastic. But my version of it, and I modify it, and I make it work. No, this is given by one of our friends from Periscope here from Scotland. So this came from Scotland. He sent it to me from Scotland. There's like Scottish stuff on there. Snug boo. Latinos for Trump was here. In theory, a while ago, learned things like enharmonic minor. Yeah, like for example, like this song is a minor, which should be this. These are the chord tones of a minor. Now let me play with a minor major. See, you can do it. Minor major. It sounds completely differently. See? So that's a minor major. Okay, and then you can even play and say, okay, I'm going to play, let's play it with diminished. make that happen by doing what is called a chord substitution and saying I'm going to play it with a, instead of a C minor, I'm going to call it a C7. In other words, make it a, yeah, that's augmented, yeah. Make it a dominant chord. So when you make a dominant chord, you replace it with, it's called chord substitution. You make it a dominant chord, you actually change the flavor of the tune, and it makes it very, very good night, Daft. Good night, Dallas. So it's kind of fun stuff if you understand it, and it's a lot of theory. And the devil's chord is anything that's a dominant. For example, just to give you an example, this is a C chord. This is a dominant G7. If you hear that and I leave it there, you're gonna say, "Suck, finish that." It's like an unfinished song because you want it to finish. So if I leave it like that, and then I go to this, then you're gonna say, "Finish it," right? And that's that irritant in a sound is a dominant. It just wants you to finish, to go to the root once it's finished. Well, in jazz we use that to raise attention. So yeah, so that the element of a of that is the tritone. There's a tritone right there. But so in jazz we do a lot of tritones. So all those tritone sounds. So I don't even have to think about it. I mean, my fingers automatically do a tritone. So it's like years of this. I had such a good teacher. My teacher is the soundtrack to Acme Roadrunner. Played Blue Moon with a singer. I don't know the melody. So I played, my teacher was very good at explaining, in theory, the theory behind it. So you start to understand it beyond just mechanical. Oh, you're playing a chord. So after a while, you start to experiment, and then you can actually create, chord motion. So otherwise, you play this tune. Like if I didn't know how to play, and I would just play this song called Footprints. That's the only chords in the original. That's the only chords in the original, but I don't play it like that. Look, I'm playing all these different chords. Where'd I get these chords? It's not listed. It's in my understanding of how music works, my brain knows that it's okay to go someplace else, and you start to learn what works and what doesn't work, and you don't even have to think about it. And I don't even have to think about it. It's more about listening to it. And I can play pretty much anything. Look at that. I didn't get far in theory in college. It's fun, Cassie. I mean, it's really fun to understand it to the extent, I've only been maybe gotten a little bit more free with it in the last, I don't know, 4 years. But it's like freeing when I can sit here and come up with anything. I don't really, people say, do you compose? Well, of course, everything I do is actually composition. I just never write it. But, for example, if I make up a piece of music here, let's see. There, I just made that up. There, I just made that up, okay? So, is it good? I have no idea. It just sounds like, but you play less tension release in the gig. No. Tension release sometimes you do a lot of tension and you go against, and then sometimes but you always need to, how long do you hold the tension? For example, if I'm playing something against a chord, like this is the chord, let's say. Whistles against, right? It doesn't match the chords. Especially this. But you can do it for a short while as long as you recover. As long as you move it back. And in your audience, the audience will say, wow, that's off. But if you recover, they said, wow, that's cool. But if you keep it too much of, too off, and they can't understand what the melody is, then it doesn't sound good anymore. Garm, is it, Garm? Thank you. I mean, I'm not that good, so. Are you zucking serious? I am not that good. I mean, you can't do that if you see someone else is soloing. If you're listening to them, you can. I do it all the time. My bass player, we would play something like Afro Blue, which is just one chord. Afro Blue is just, So the solo to Afro Blue is just D minor. Nobody said you have to stay in D minor, so you say. As long as you recover. That's where you do tension and release. So yeah, you can do it in my case, if I do it, if I go out, then my bass player will know it and he'll go out too. So instead of staying in D minor, he's gonna go. He's gonna go. He's gonna go do that, something like that. He's gonna go off too. And that's what makes it fun. And you start listening to each other, and then as long as you know to always bring it back, so you recover and ease attention. Just remember, you start playing as a middle-aged man. No, I started playing as an old man, not as a middle-aged man. No, I've only been playing for 12 years. Can you study music score? I can read music, but I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it in sight reading. And I'm very slow. I'm a very, very slow reader. So learning riffs helps? No, I don't know any riffs. I actually never. Everything I do is based on what I listen to. I don't really, I don't go through riffs. I had a teacher that taught me riffs, and I said, I can't remember this because it's not natural for me. So yeah, I played music at a very, very late age. I played piano at a very late age. So only 12 years ago, and I'm older than dirt. So, but I'm only 45. Sure, Swift Robot. Sure, thank you. There's no translation because I never learned jazz and guitar. I didn't know jazz and guitar, so unfortunately that kind of handicapped me. So in that sense, the guitar wasn't helpful. So, because I only knew rock and I only knew the, 4 chords and, so if I knew jazz and guitar, it would really have applied to piano, but I didn't. I did not know jazz. I only studied jazz and piano 12 years ago. So I did it all at once. I can follow Beethoven's symphony score. I know the notes, but I can't fathom the chords. Yeah, see, I can. I can look at them, let's say looking at a Chopin piece. I can actually understand the harmony going on, and it's actually pretty jazzy. For example, let's say you're looking at like a Chopin piece, the E minor, whatever it is, okay, in E minor, whatever in E minor, okay. So you have unlocked the 5th element. No, I actually, what I did was, it's something that I basically, the problem with starting it at an old age, guys, is the problem is developing the chops. My chops are pretty bad initially because I'm old, so my fingers are not loose enough like a kid's. My head, though, is able to understand it. So it just took a while for the fingers to catch up with my brain. So my brain was already understanding it ahead of time. Did you ever watch Danielle Rhodes' I Sent You? I don't remember the names. I don't know Chopin, but Mozart and Beethoven. Yeah, so my fingers being, an old man's fingers are not, it's kind of stiff. So it took a while to kind of like relax it and for example, no, I never warm up, never. That's one thing I try to do is not ever warm up and see how it helps me. But one of the things that, I probably have a little bit of arthritis, yeah. It's the space between the joints are getting small, so I would like to have arthritis soon. But the one of the things that you see how you have to make the left hand. Well, you can't hear it because the iPhone will increase the volume, even though I'm playing very lightly here. So my left hand is can play very softly. For example, I can I have enough chops to do that, which is very, very important in classical. You can't hear it as well on the iPhone. If you're hearing me live, you can see the difference in the dynamics between left hand and right. It's something that I learned from classical teacher as well as my jazz teacher, who's actually a kind of a master of that. The one that's, of course, very good at the dynamics is Keith Jarrett. He's awesome. So Keith Jarrett is, do you favor your right hand over your left? I am a righty, yeah. My left hand isn't that strong. I can't play like a lot of fancy stuff with my left hand. You know, like fancy bass lines. I don't have that training. My left hand isn't that good, so I can't really do a lot of like left hand bass lines. So it's not my skill. So I need to practice that. I need to practice that before I practice reading music. So this is kind of fun. We're just having music talk. So, and it's kind of a slow night anyway. So Thursday is a slow night for talking anything serious. So it's very seldom that we get a chance to do that. And I can do it here because I've already gotten the minimum for VIP Gold, which is 2,000 viewers. So it doesn't matter now. I can talk music for hours. Well, I'd rather play music for hours. I know oboes very hard. No, I don't know any horn. I don't know any horn instrument or wind instrument. I wish I could, but it's just hard to practice because it makes so much noise in the house. And when you start from scratch, it's going to sound bad. I want to learn more about theory. You was talking to Ron. Well, you mean I can't answer back, Cassie? I'm not allowed to respond to you? CJA that was trolling me a couple of days ago, so I thought CJA was a guy. It turns out CJA is a woman. Sure you can. So you need a padded room. I don't have that. Sylvia. Hello, Sylvia Sue Lynn. You're very late. We're just, shooting the breeze here. So very, very late. So tomorrow I'll have adult beverages. And then Saturday I have a gig, and I'll probably not get a lot of viewers for that. But I have a gig on Saturday where we're playing instrumental. So you're leaving the scope. Oh yeah, I'm leaving the scope up. Yeah, leaving the scope up. Yeah, this is a slow day treat. I'm gonna treat myself to a bottle of single barrel tomorrow too. Gentle George, this is awesome, Gentle George. And yeah, it is a lamb swole, which I don't mind at all. It's great. It's great. So gonna keep me warm. I can hear when you make mistakes, but you always recover so well. There's no such thing as a mistake in jazz. If I'm playing something, and I know it could be a mistake, so ain't no Burberry. You say this is a mistake, but it depends on how you treat it. So you see how interesting that is? Isn't music interesting? And you know what, Cassie, can I tell you something about music? Can I tell you something about music, Cassie? There's no zucking politics in it. There is no zucking politics in music. There's not even a wrong note. There's not a wrong note. There's no wrong notes here. Somebody says, and somebody said, this is a wrong note. Well, not necessarily. for music, everyone is equal. You can look at a guy, you can look at his, jazz musician and say, wow, and close your eyes, and then you say, think about the intelligence of how they made the music. One of my, the most amazing players to me, is like Herbie Hancock and Wayne Shorter, which I see very frequently. Herbie Hancock and Wayne Shorter, okay, two black dudes. And when they play music, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, it's like they're in a different world. It's like the intelligence of their music is just like mind-boggling. I consider Wayne Shorter to be one of the, best composers of all time. Of all time. It's just, to me, it's of all time. Wayne Shorter is a genius, and he's like what? He's in, he's in his 80s now. And until you saw the Ken Burns series. So when you see someone like Wayne Shorter and you say, how can you think about racial discrimination and racism when you listen to Wayne Shorter? I mean, you listen to the genius of Wayne. How can you be a KKK saying that black people are somehow lower in intellectual capability, and then you listen to Wayne Shorter and Herbie Hancock and you say, what the fuck? I mean, that is genius. 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 I mean, you listen to them and you say, wow, Miles, yes, Diz, and you say to them, that is utter genius. And they are they're the forefathers of jazz, and they it just shows you that often, we are the result of our circumstance. Often that people are criticized for, or discriminated against, really because they're poor and disenfranchised in some way, and not because a certain group of people are smart or not smart. That is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. And then some people are doing the reverse discrimination. They say, you're Asian, you must be good at math. Well, zuck that. Okay, and the reason that Asians excel in math because their parents tell them to. It's like, slap them on the wrist and make you, make you learn math. It doesn't mean you like math, but, Asians, I love culture. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, I can play jazz steps. Gotta get in the mood for it though. But yeah, I can play jazz steps. Bud Powell, yeah, I can't play anything Bud Powell though. But Mitch, there's Mitch, and Mitch, we're just shooting the breeze here, Mitch. Nothing complex with life. World isn't ending, and so on. In a sentimental mood. Don't know the melody, but I played it, but not somebody had to play the melody. Karate Kid. What happened to Karate Kid? Something happened to him? So Ornette Coleman, he's out there. Oh yeah, very outside. Yeah, very, very outside. Yep. Not everyone can understand that kind of music. Sketches of Spain. Awesome. Yeah. Yep. Moon River is jazz. It's jazzified, but Moon River by itself, it's just a standard. Very few people would, improvise in the Moon River. So it's not my favorite melody for improvising. It's too simple. So I kind of tend to look for more complex tunes. The ones I play are more complex. You kind of know that. I don't play any. How come I'm not playing like? How come I'm not playing things like A Train? Because it's just too simple. Autumn in New York is cool. I actually never learned the melody to Autumn in New York. I played it with somebody else playing the melody. But Zuck off. So yeah, so I've not no, my wife is not a musician. I covered a waterfront by Billy. Goldberg variations. That's classical. Take 5. But I can't play the melody though. Yeah, I can play it if somebody's playing the melody, because I don't remember because there's a sax player that it's a sax line, so the sax guy's playing it. I'm not playing it. Watermelon Man, I've always played. What are you talking about? I'm always playing Watermelon Man. I haven't played in a while. I'm not usually playing the melody, the saxes, but yeah, I play Watermelon Man at almost every gig. So anything Herbie has always played, yeah. Do you know Charlie Bird? I know of Charlie Bird, but I don't. Wow, I've been talking here for a long time. So anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow. What do you think? At least the last half of the scope is not related to the topic, so nobody has to watch it for 2 hours. What's today's date? I don't know. It's a few days after after Valentine's. What date is it? Is it the 17th? Is it? No, the 17th is tomorrow. It's the 16th. It's the 16th. So the 17th is. It's got to be the 16th. Yes. 17th, some of you it's already 17th, but my gig is on the 18th. Yeah, so it's got to be the 16th. Yep. 16. 1, 6. Okay. Okay. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll have some adult beverages before the scope. Good night.